But it's not Thanksgiving, it's Columbus Day.
Well, it is, but it's also Canadian Thanksgiving, so. Can I lay down? Come on. Yeah. At least I think it's Columbus Day in the States. I don't know. Hi, guys. How's it going? Captain Foley here just to chat with you guys because, yep, I wasn't there yesterday when Samuel did his live and brought on Starfleet Boy. But I figured, you know what? You guys miss me. Because you miss me so much, I'd come on and do a live for an hour, maybe two. We'll see how it goes. That's an awful thumbnail, by the way, for this live, but that's okay. So yeah, had our family Thanksgiving thing yesterday in Toronto, and it's Indigenous Peoples Day. Columbus Day is in this. Columbus Day in the States. Cool. But yeah, so yeah, didn't do anything today. Didn't do a live today. Come on. I thought, you know what? I might as well do a live and really hang out with you guys for a little bit. And I was gonna just go play Moss Book 2 VR and stream that live, and I still might do that because Moss is a fantastic VR game. Moss Book 2 is the sequel, obviously. A little bit longer than the first game. I've already streamed all of the first game and finally got the second game and thought, you know what? We're going to stream it. So I streamed like 2 hours worth of it the other night. I wanted to do some tonight, but at the same time, I just wanted to come on here and chat with you guys. So I don't know, but there's a lot to unpack. We got a lot of the New York Comic Con stuff. If there's anything you guys want to talk about in that regard, let me know. We'll be doing lives this week. I think tomorrow we're going to do a live on the Prodigy mid-season scene that we had. And with Prodigy returning on October 27th, I think that'd be great. So 19 of you here, only 7 likes, guys. Please hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. Super chat, and let's have a good time. Olivia throws in $2. Hey, Cap, in DC for work. I saw that. Cool pictures, and hopefully you are having a good time with your job and enjoy your time in DC. Don't do anything illegal. Trekyards says, nab me a copy of Franz Joseph Technical Manual and DS9 Technical Manuals today. I have both of those things right behind this camera. But that's awesome, man. Good to hear. I'm at a loss why I didn't have them yet. Yeah. What's wrong with you? And are you okay, Trek or not? I mean, the other day you're kind of snooty. You're very argumentative on the live. I hope you're okay. I hope there's nothing bad going on. Just didn't seem like you at all. I forget what you were complaining about, but I commented on the live about it. So hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're all doing well. And yeah. So yeah. What do you guys want to talk about? Picard Season 3 trailer with Frau from Austin Powers as the bad guy. Or do you want to talk about the Discovery Season 5 trailer, which was just friggin' awful. What do you guys want to talk about? The return of Captain Jellicoe to Prodigy. Ronnie Cox is back. Hello. That's just amazing. So, yeah. Geraldine Carstensen, evening Cap. We did miss you. It was a great stream. Well, I was there for the first little bit in the chat, at least. But then I had to head out, so. Delilah C. Johnson. It's just the you. It's just that you are the captain. It's weird not having you during the lives. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Uh, Trekyards, IR Good was having a moment. It was more than a moment. You were having like a day by the sounds of things. No, it's okay. Shh, 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 shh. It's just the boy. It's just quiet. Quiet is home. Quiet has returned. You're fine. You're fine. Tom Ellerman, been slammed with work. Why? That's why I've been MIA. Well, good to see you, Tom. Hopefully all is well. Hopefully your workspace area is coming along nicely, your office. Trek or not, my apologies. Disco had me annoyed. Yeah, it had me annoyed too, but just... Captain Ron Phillips, still going through my garbage and finding more of my Trek books, wet from Hurricane Ian. Oh no, that sucks. I know what the flood thing's like. Our basement got flooded, and luckily all the books and things are upstairs. But yeah, damn. I still can't figure out who that lady is in Picard. Neither can I. And yeah. Delilah says, Admiral Jellicoe now. Yes. Sean O'Sullivan, very Pickard versus Honey Bunny. Seems like a red herring. Wouldn't be surprised if she was replaced in those shots by Sela. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. But it does seem kind of red herring-y a little bit, yeah. Mark throws in $2. Thank you so much, Mark. Jellicoe's return is long overdue. 100% agree. Thanks, Tom. And yes, I'm well aware it's Admiral Jellicoe, guys. I'm just saying he's Captain Jellicoe from what I remember. So that's what I'm going to go with. That's what I'm going to call him until I see him on screen. Then he'll be Admiral Jellicoe. War God 6. I'm a physical collector and like to let people know Season 2 of Picard is in stores. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I heard we were on a live a week or two ago when we announced that it was released. So, or releasing. Delilah C. Johnson, I had lost all my Decipher role-playing game books. Oh no. Hello, Donnie. Tom Ellerman, hey, just saying hi. Marge is getting knee surgery tomorrow, so off to the rack early. Peace out. Hope all goes well with the surgery. Good to see you. Thank you for showing up. Much appreciated. But yeah, so lots of stuff came out of New York Comic Con. I watched the panel. Oh my god, I watched the panel, the Star Trek panel, with Terry and Rod Roddenberry and everybody, and I love how they answered nobody's fucking questions. What kind of books or media have you been watching to get you through the pandemic? Butterfly in the sky, I can fly twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book. A reading rainbow. And then nobody fucking answered the question. And not just that one. None of the questions were answered. None were answered. And Marina, stop hamming it up for the camera. You just come across as irritating. I'm sorry. I've never liked Marina Sirtis. Well, I shouldn't say that. I mean, when she was younger, it was a little bit better, but now she just comes across as irritating every time I see her. And she was at London Comic Con a few years ago. That was before I was hosting the panels for them. But I was still there that year with the Trekyards, with the TOS Captain's Chair. And it was just, I don't know, man. And then she's like, everybody that cries gets a hug. And then the next girl that answered a question was like, you guys are so awesome. It's like, no hug for you, I guess. I don't know. Oh my god. The panel was just cringy. I'm sorry, it was just cringy. Brent Spiner didn't say anything. Michael Dorn hardly said a word. Gates McFadden didn't say very much. It was just, it wasn't a good panel, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Could Captain Foley have done a better job? The host, the MC, did a not bad job. He didn't say much, but as a moderator, I don't know. He was just kind of, it was very much just, I don't know. Some of the things he came up with to ask were just like, yeah, it was a thing that I saw. And that's all I can say about it. I really was not impressed. Did you see Frake's Twitter tease of season 3 of Picard may not be the last season? Thoughts on if it's stretched to a 4th season? It won't be stretched to a 4th season. When he says not finished yet, I think they mean movie, because Patrick Stewart said, there's people from Paramount Plus here. Movie? I think that's what that was in reference to. They're not going to do another season of Picard. Thank you, Matt, for the happy Thanksgiving. Honey Bunny's ears look weird in the shots we have seen. I reckon they're digitally altered. No, probably not. Delilah C. Johnson. I had gotten them all as a 26th birthday gift. I'm now 38. Wish I could afford to replace them at cost. Their cost is 4 times as much. Yeah, that's why I'm glad I kept all the stuff that I had growing up. Matt says, I got the feeling that they were just terrified of saying anything that might tip anything off. Well, yes, their answers are like, we have a relationship, it's a little antagonistic. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Because I know that LeVar Burton got in trouble for revealing something about a certain bridge at another smaller con, and all those posts were removed, and I don't know what kind of trouble he got into, but I'm telling you, if I was on the cast, I'd be like, what are you gonna do, fire me? The season is already in the can. Plus, I'm me, whoever it may be. I don't know, yeah, but Matt, the thing I'm talking about is the audience questions. What movies have you enjoyed lately? I watch movies, don't you? Movies are great. Next question. Like, nobody fucking answered the question. And they asked it to everybody on the panel. And one person was like, really appreciate your reading Rainbow thing. Hey, all you Rainbow heads out there. And she's like, what kind of books got you through the pandemic? Any good titles? Have you been reading anything lately? And what, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no goddamn answer. Thanks. And she even said this question's for everybody. I don't know. It's just, why take audience questions? I don't know. Brent didn't confirm that he was playing Lore. Maybe he isn't. Oh, he's playing Lore. Hezraz. LOL. It almost seems like they had no trailer for Discovery and just threw some shots together. Yeah, that trailer, I was like, what the hell science fiction movie is this? Because it's mediocre at best. This is Discovery. Oh. Yeah, nothing Star Trekian in that. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Good job. Good job. I love how Discovery's doing its own thing. It's outside the box now. And that trailer annoyed the shit out of me. And I'm like, Samuel sent me the link for it to watch it. So I watched it. And then I messaged him back and with just the vomiting puke face emoji. And he's like, yeah, that was very Dune-like. And I'm like, that's why I didn't fucking like it. I can't stand Dune, either one of them. So, will Riker die in Picard Season 3 or Worf? Picard's going to die in Season 3 of Picard. That's my guess. Well, the moderator wasn't there. Oh, yeah, okay. And again, I think that everyone is super afraid to say anything. What are they going to do to them? We're not hiring you anymore. I guess they could say you can't come to any conventions anymore. You've been a bad person. You can't go to no conventions and get no convention money. I guess they could do that technically. But come on, for the love of Christ. How many birds did you have? Only one. Only had one yesterday. Delilah says, what did you think of Worf supposedly becoming a pacifist? I didn't like it, but at the same time, he has a weapon on his back, so I'm like, Is this a joke? Is it just kind of like he's like a warrior monk thing where he will try anything to get out of a fight, as opposed to him in TNG where he's like, can I shoot it? And they're like, no. Now it's like, if I have to fight, I'll kill you. But hey, until then, you know. Cap, watch out next time. If I run into you by chance somewhere, Troy's going to give you a huge hug. No, because I won't be crying. Thank you, Forza Jersey. Just a reminder that pacifists can still fight. They just don't aggressively go around invading people. Yes, that's true. Fleet Pie, I didn't watch the panel, but that doesn't surprise me. I agree with Matt Bohrman. They're probably afraid of saying something that they weren't supposed to. That's not... Okay, I'm going to circle back on this. Circle those fucking wagons around. Back to you, Fleet Pie, and what Matt said. It wasn't the questions that were asked by the moderator where they're talking about the show. Those were handled very well, I think. Yeah, they didn't say a fucking goddamn thing or really answer his question, but they did say enough to kind of... It was the audience questions that had nothing to do about the show or the season. It was just like generalities, like, I loved you in this other thing. You and Ian McKellen killed it. Moving on. Here's my question. You know, buttering up their non-Star Trek side. So, like the questions like the book or the movies or what shows you guys watch or shit like that, which were not Star Trek related. So it doesn't matter. They're not going to get in trouble for saying anything. So... I don't know. It's just it's cringy. Sean T, $2. Happy day. Thank you. Matt Boardman. True. To be honest, they didn't seem like they were all that excited to be there. They didn't. They all looked like they were there fucking like somebody off in the wings with a gun, like aimed at each of their heads. It looked bad. Mark says, I am not hopeful for disco. No one is. Matt Boardman, wait, trailer for what movie? I sneezed and missed the name. Trailer for what movie? I didn't talk about a movie trailer. Are you drunk, Matt? Well, you'd be surprised what they would do if it could affect other endeavors that they might try to do down the line, sadly. Whatever. It's not like these are, like, no offense, but like designers or scriptwriters or somebody's easily replaceable. They're a fucking main actor. Like, yeah, I get it. You still have NDAs, but come on. I don't know. Fleet Pod, Disco's trailer was unimpressive. Prodigy and Picard slapped. Donnie says, I myself am more hyped about Prodigy, to be honest. Yet the Enterprise F and the new Starfleet Starbase are what I love best about the new Picard teaser. I agree with you there, Donnie. Prodigy is what I'm super excited for. The Picard trailer was good. I mean, I'm looking forward to it for sure. Got some nice shots of the Titan and the Enterprise F, of course. I hate the new villain. Like, buy a goddamn comb. I really hate the look of her. I'm sorry. But, and the double stinger at the end, like, oof, Moriarty, lore, like, amazing. But then you get all the questions. Why is Lore old? Why does he look human? Because he wants to. Come on. Seriously. Like, give it a rest, guys. Those things really annoy the shit out of me all the time. And it's not just, and people wonder why I get upset about it. I recently did a post on the Trekyards page. We did a segment in our saucer separation videos, parts 1 and 2, about boom separation for Klingon ships, like the D7 and the Katinga, how the boom separates from the engineering hull. And every comment was like, that's not honorable death. It's like, no, but are you stupid? They're not all warriors. They even say so in Enterprise. You don't think we're all warriors, do you? If somebody in engineering fucks up, and the ship's gonna have a warp core breach and explode. Is it honorable to die because Bob down in engineering made a mistake? Fuck no. Leave Bob down there, separate the rest of the ship, and survive to fight another day. It's that old saying, only a fool fights in a burning house. Like, your ship is gonna go boom. You're not in a battle. It's not honorable to die that way. Plus, anyway, whatever. Anyway, and it's fine. One or two comments like that, and I'm like, that's just annoying. I'm going to answer it. But like, and they don't read they don't read the other comments. They just fucking comment. So I got like 15 of them over the course of like 2 hours, and I'm just like, and then somebody else asked, why does it separate at the engineering hull? Why not just at the back of the head of the boom? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't design the fucking thing. That's just how it is. It's how it's portrayed in games like Starfleet Battles. It's how it's portrayed in video games like Star Trek Klingon Honor Guard. There's actually a scene of a Katinga. Actually, there's a level where you got to run around and manually initiate all the things for the explosive bolts so you can separate the boom before the rest of the ship explodes. And there's a nice sequence of it, like separating and launching before the secondary hull explodes. So I just get so frustrated. And so comments like, why is Lore old? Why did Lore age? Like, use your imagination, come up with something until we got the show and can see the answer. Use your fucking imagination and don't be so contrarian all the goddamn time. Well, that shouldn't bother you, Stuart. No, it shouldn't. And you're absolutely right. And I shouldn't get snarky about it. But you know what? When you hear it over and 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 over again, it gets a little fucking irritated. Just like me going over and over and over. It gets a little irritating. So, and you got to be the voice of reason and try to explain it to people each time. But sometimes it's just frustrating. Sorry, that was a real tangent. I apologize. Terrence is from Maryland. Just kidding about Picard. That would be stupid. Do you have a Niners cosplay out of curiosity? I do not. Mark says, I had pretty much zoned out Prodigy, but Jellicoe is getting me to zone back in. Stupid enough to fall for the decoy. Riker said we're going to die. What was being out? Yes. Riker became Rat Trap. I don't know if you guys ever watched Transformers Beast Wars, but almost every episode, Rat Trap's like, we're all going to die. So when I heard Riker say that, I'm like, yes, that's fucking hilarious. Just need somebody else to say, well, that's just Prime. I hope they're not getting ignorant with age. Eric says, I know it's too early to judge Picard Season 3, but when I saw Plummer's daughter playing Captain Evil Person who wants revenge on the Federation, it's bummed me out. I'm tired of evil, vengeful captains. Me too. Robert Westfall is here. Just popping in to say and give a like. Good to see you, man. Fleet Paw throws in $5. Sorry, I misunderstood. Wasn't trying to get you all ranty. Have some money for my mistake. Stand down, rant alert, Foley. No, I mean, you guys like seeing me ranty. I know you do. I fucking know you do. It's entertaining. So you do it on purpose. And Samuel is here. Brent Spiner didn't say a darn thing. Laura reveal and not a thing was said or asked. Yes. Sean O'Sullivan, I wonder how hard it is for new people to get into Trek. There will be 900 episodes soon. Yeah, screw them. They'll figure it out. I thought you said Samuel sent you a trailer and you weren't impressed with it. Yeah, he sent me the link to the Discovery Season 5 trailer. That's what he sent me. I like the writers for Jean-Luc Picard speeches. Those were writers. Robert Westphal. Also, which Disney film could be considered an isekai, aka taking place in another world? All of them. Sean O'Sullivan. Moriarty will never be as good as the BBC version. Get fucked. I'm sorry, man. You're fucking 100% wrong. He's an entertaining Moriarty, for sure. I'm not even going to get into this one. The answer is no, you're wrong. Terrence Childs, hey Blondie, why aren't you wearing a blue shirt? What? This is blue, by the way. This is dark blue. Fucking Bob in engineering. Always fucking Bob. Samuel's here, and he heard my rant. Oh, giddy. Surviving to fight another day is honorable. What's the point in dying? Exactly. God damn it, Bob. What the fuck you doing down there? Fuck you. You die in the core range. Well, I mean, going back to the saucers, the boom separation in Starfleet battles, games like Starfleet battles, the crew was comprised of slave races that the Klingon worlds that they had conquered. So a lot of the plebs down in engineering were basically just there to shovel coal or whatever they got to do, shovel dilithium, because that's a fuel source. Don't get me started on that one. Do whatever, right? It's hot, shitty working conditions, working near radiation. Who the fuck knows? But you get your slave races down there, and in Starfleet battles, a lot of times you have to roll for like mutinies, like if they start an uprising and try to take over the ship, and you gotta make sure you fight them back. But considering how many of them there are in the engineering section, there's a chance that they could start taking over the ship, in which case you get your officers to the front and you separate them and you get the fuck out of there. And you turn around and fucking kill the bastards. Again, it's not honorable. Just fight them to the death in the engineering section. That's not always practical and not always what's going to happen. So you need other alternatives. So to say the Klingons wouldn't have boom separation because it's dishonorable is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. It's a safety procedure. They're ships. They have ship designers. They have farmers. They have lawyers. They have artists. They have singers. They have warriors. They're not all fucking warriors. So Matt Boardman throws in an amazing $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Matt. Oh my God, yes, all the Moriarty shouldn't be that old. Lore shouldn't age. BS makes me roll my eyes so badly I get eye strain. I'm perfectly fine with them aging. I'm just happy to see the characters again. War God 6. The head of the Vorcha looks like a little ship itself, and most weapons are on the head separation. It can still fight. Exactly. Hezraz, if I was at a panel, my answers would be so sassy because humans age. Ding. Klingon honor is more than just dying in a blaze of glory. LOL. Lore is old because dealing costs money. Matt Boardman, because people complain if they recast the character, or they complain if the character looks old. They all need to eat a Snickers and get some fresh air. Mark says that's exactly how I feel in the whole aging complaints. Daniel's Hot Topic says, it's Canadian Thanksgiving? Yes. It was Thanksgiving today. Well, this whole weekend was Thanksgiving weekend here in Canada, so yes. Robert Westfall, permission to hop off. Permission granted. Sean O'Sullivan, Prodigy is probably the second best Trek right now. How can you zone out? Hezraz, people complain way too much, like all the people bitching about Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. I haven't seen that much bitching on YouTube since Star Trek. Matt says to Samuel, now we need a Trek short with Bob in engineering. Hezraz, haven't watched it yet, but still, seen some scenes though. Mark says, Moriarty is awesome. There's that. Yeah, we've had... Hezraz is telling Daniel's Hot Topics that, yes, we've had Thanksgiving like a month earlier than you guys since the 50s. Daniel's Hot Topics. I love Moriarty from TNG, and I'm so glad he is back. I hope he gets to kill bad alien dudes in Picard Season 3. Mark, don't start with me. Hezraz, yep, Klingons use slaves. People forget. LOL, like how the Romans used slaves. Robert Westfall, the Disney show that I would consider otherworldly is Alice in Wonderland. Permission to leave now. You don't have to fucking ask for permission to leave, Robert. Just go. Yes. Jesus. And Alice in Wonderland, of course it's on. But all Disney movies could really be considered another world, so... Fleet Pa says, and the Titan shuttles and lower decks are named after jazz musicians. That was the best reveal of all. That was the highlight of whatever convention that was at. That was revealed that, I don't know. I'm going to get into that. I couldn't even keep going. Power543 Fan Film says, is it honorable to click like? It is. It's also super honorable to super chat to help us out to keep creating the content that we want to create and that you guys love watching. So if you're able to help us out, please do so. We'd really appreciate it. But yes, also hit that like button if you haven't. Sean O'Sullivan, how do Klingons manage to have an engineering section without a Budweiser brewery in it? Good question. They do have targ pits, though. Don't know if you guys knew, but Bird of Prey and I would assume the D7s and stuff have targ pits with live targs for food. They have targ pits, for Christ's sakes. Even a Klingon can be pragmatic. Samuel says there's not fleet power. That's a common misconception. Oh, about the ships, yeah, or the jazz musicians. Ooh, the rumor started by the Tel Shiar. Robert Westfield is yelling at me. Bye. See ya. Not a band account. Star Trek Discovery is the future of Trek. Dean Fa, thank you so much. He just said Happy Thanksgiving. Fleet Pa said, I thought it was the Obsidian Order, Samuel. Oh, here we go. How does Canadian Thanksgiving go? Is it turkey covered in maple syrup with Tim Hortons donuts and coffee for dessert? No, it's Tim Hortons, Timbits, donuts, and coffee for breakfast. And then just turkey. Same as you guys. Samuel says, it's tricky as with bitching because when you're on the side that really finds reasons to dislike, you think it's justified, a la Disco Season 1, so I won't judge others for bitching. Yeah, okay. But the problem is, even though sometimes people think they're right, they're not right necessarily. There's no right and wrong in a lot of those situations. It's just arguing your point, but you got to listen to the other point as well. So I see what you're saying, but honestly, there are answers to these things, these simple questions. And if they would just read the rest of the comments, they would see that and they would, oh, I don't have to comment that because it's already been said 15 times and been answered. No, they just go jump to the comments and just move on with their day. And it's like, that's not how social media works. Samuel says, people can go too far, but also people can go too far in loving something for no reason. Okay. Ezraz, if every Klingon just died for honor, there would be none left. The death has to be worth something. Also, Klingons aren't suicidal. I'm sure a bunch of Klingons didn't wake up just wanting to die. Exactly. See you later, Donnie. Thank you. Ezraz, the honorable part of dying is dying for something worth dying for. Exactly. Daniel's Hot Topics. So excited I am hearing from credible sources that Michael Keaton will stick around after The Flash and will be in the DCEU, so he will be stuck in the DCEU and can't get back to his universe. Hezraz, I wonder if Klingons drink on the job. I'm assuming yes. I'm assuming no. They still have a military structure. They still have some kind. I don't know. That's a good question, actually. I don't know. Would they? They might. Sean Selman, no moose or elk or reindeer doesn't sound very Canadian. Why would we kill our pets? Mark Brennan YouTube channel, War of the Worlds, good sci-fi show. Yes. Terrence Childs, do you have poutine for Canadian Thanksgiving? No. Sean O'Sullivan, there's rumors of a TNG reboot possibly in the JJ verse. I kind of hope they leave it alone. I haven't heard this yet, so I don't know where these rumors came from. Will Roberts says, Happy Thanksgiving, Captain. Wishing you and your family a great holiday. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Fleet Pass says, damn keyboard warriors. LOL, always bitching and not doing nothing to fix things. Not a bad account. If Picard had just followed Michael Burnham as a role model, he'd have no regrets in life. Hashtag disco. That dude Vince, hey, hope you're having a good night. I am. Samuel says, fine balance, hence Trekyards. Yes. Hezraz, they could. It is probably just dishonorable to get drunk on the job. Just thoughts. Daniel's Hot Topics, which I thought you were on Salty Trekkers Live. Are you on his live and also watching our live and leaking our secrets over to Salty Trekker? Anyway, he says, the scene of the Enterprise F in the Picard Season 3 trailer was glorious. If I could create what the bridge looks like, it would be that shiny, bright white bridge from the J.J. Abrams movies. Sean O'Sullivan, have you ever seen something really Canadian, like a bear going through your bins or hitting a deer on the road? There's no bears in this area, really. We don't live in the fucking sticks, man. And as for hitting deer on the road, yeah, it's pretty common around everywhere. Yeah. It's just a thing that happens. Unfortunately, it's very dangerous, actually. Mark says, I don't think they do drink on the job. When Martog's aide brought the blood wine to drink to Core, Martog was like, on the bridge? I think it's ship dependent. We know that each captain kind of can make changes to their ship as they see fit, as far as, you know, configurations of things and things like that. So I would imagine that each captain has a different command style and allows different things. Smart Smear says, I truly have no idea in a new Janeway show or final TNG movie. After a good few years, it feels like they're going back to greatest hits show instead of new things. Are you kidding me? They're going back to the greatest hits. Meanwhile, we've got Prodigy, we've got Lower Decks, we've got Strange New World, which is kind of a callback, but it's all new things, pretty much. Not a bad account. Maybe Alexander Rozhenko dies dramatically. Kirk's son died. Picard's nephew died. Tradition. Sean O'Sullivan. J.J. Abrams saved a fortune on the sets by filming in an Apple store and a Budweiser brewery. Fleetpaw says, I've hit a deer and I don't live in Canada. I know. Yeah, it's... You should have said hit a moose, which in most cases you can drive under a moose because they're so fucking big. They're like little dinosaurs. Or hit an elk. There you go. There's no elk in this area, but like, you know, like down like way over in Alberta and stuff, there's a lot of elk. Hitting deer must be annoying. You probably have a ring AA. You probably have to ring AAA. Well, it's called CAA here. War God 6. Commanding officer can drink while in the glory of battle. Samuel says, I mean, 3 blood wines over the lunch break sounds logical to me. Confidence in battle. You can have, yeah, I'm sure you can have blood wine on your lunch break. If you have an hour lunch, you have like 3 things of blood wine. So you're intoxicated when you go back, but you're not drinking at your post. You know, just saying. Trek or not, I am surprised no one has asked so far, but whether there is or is not a moose in your hoose. There's not, there's just pugs. Daniel says, poutine is so yummy. Sadly, I do not have it very much. Actually, I have not had it in years. Do you know that what Tony Soprano died of? He died in Italy of a heart attack after eating a poutine. Okay. Spoilers. Fleetpaw. Darak to Martok. If they succeed, you can drink to their courage. If they fail, you can drink to their courage. If Bob in engineering fucks up, you can drink to their stupidity. Because you know why? We'll still be alive because we're separating the boom and getting the fuck out of here. Hezraz. In Canada, hitting a deer is unfortunately a rite of passage for many. Unfortunately for me, I have never hit a deer in my previous... Every 3 or 4th person I've met has hit one. Yeah, my brother hit one, but he lives up in North Bay, which is like 6 hours north of me. Still in Ontario, by the way. But yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a pretty common thing, unfortunately, and it's sometimes fatal for not only the deer but the driver. But It always causes a shit ton of damage. It's just not a good thing. Yeah, knock on wood. I have not yet hit a deer. Not even really come close. But yeah, there's been a lot of, and I grew up in the country, so you know, it's just one of those things. Dusk and dawn, you got to be careful because that's when they're out and roaming around. There must be a lot of conscripts in time of war. All the houses maintain their own armies. They must have other jobs when not in at war, similar to medieval society. Well, they're in the KDF, the Klingon Defense Force. KDF, yeah, the Klingon Defense Force. So that is their job. It's like Starfleet for those guys, anyway. But yeah, in Enterprise, the lawyer is like says to Archer, "You don't think we're all warriors, do you? We have farmers, we have artists. You couldn't have a fucking functioning society if they're all warriors." Will Roberts, are you looking forward to the possible Section 31 series? For the 5,000th time? No, not really. Not at all. Moose are the scariest things. Since Picard is Kurtzman's Trek, who will lose an eye this season? Mark says, I have deer run through my yard here in the States, in Indiana. Yeah, we don't have deer running through our yard, so ha. Smart Smears, the shows now are good, but the stuff coming after Picard ends doesn't seem as interesting. But it's good to just wait for stuff to happen instead of getting mad at hypotheticals. Yes, 100% yes. Daniel's Hot Topic says, I'm looking forward to the Section 31 series. Sean O'Sullivan, don't let the moose lose about his use. It's true. Mark says, I'll drink to Bob's stupidity. Daniel says, don't let a moose loose in your hoose, eh? Sean says, what was a deer doing in university? How did it pass the entrance exam? Easy, just jumped over it like a gate. Terrence says, we're going to hear something from Section 31 and we're not going to like it. Trekker Nut says, in fairness, dying, eating poutine, not a bad way to go. It's very, very true. Hezraz says, then the stupid deer usually just walks off after. I have been in a vehicle that was hit by a deer. We stopped for the one in front in time. The second one ran into the side. Third ran behind. Yeah, that's the other thing. Not a bad account. Picard Season 3 should reveal that the original TNG crew member for what was Section 31 all along. Maybe Troy. Would CBS like that? Speaking of mooses, I remember how much I enjoyed Rocky and Bullwinkle. Fleet Paw said, last year I hit caused $3,500 worth of damage to the car. Last year, one of my drivers hit did $7,000 damage to the van. How do you say Bob in Klingon? Doc McGillicuddy, serious question. Do you guys eat turkey for Thanksgiving? Yes. Hezraz, I was in the back and the side window shattered all over me. Luckily I had a raincoat and turned in time. Terrence Childs, be careful what you say. Section 31 is monitoring you. Probably true. War God 6, I'm 39, grew up in the country, Wheatley, Ontario. Never saw a deer till last year in the city, Windsor Forest Glade area. Odd. EA Nanes, looks like your vehicle got ambushed by the deer. Spartan society were all warriors. No, there were a society of farmers and whatever that were all trained as warriors. In case of invasion, they could all go to war. Klingons, you think, might be the same, but we've seen some of the Klingon society, and that's very unlikely. They have a warrior caste, like a group, but they're not all warriors. They're not Spartans. Samuel says, we're not all warriors, but there is only one Bob. We're not all warriors, but there is only one Bob. Bob is one of the only Terran names that directly translate and is spelled the same. Jasper Jedi, I quite like seeing deer around my yard where I'm at. It's the bears I'm not so fond of. Do you think Section 31 participated in massacre at Kittimer? No, because... no. Doc McGillicuddy, Section 41 here. We just monitor everyone's bowel movements. We had an incident on the Enterprise B where someone left over-replicated tuna turned into self-replicating sentient swarm of microbots. Dean says, can't wait for Strange New Worlds to come out to see the real action. Not a band account. When will we get a Star Trek Voyager movie already? So not like Bob or Bob. I've seen tons of deer and stopped in time. Fortunately, I once shot a moose in my pajamas. How it fit in my pajamas, I'll never know. Doc says Section 31 show being tied into the next JJ Trek movie where Section 31 travels between alternate universes, saving the day, maybe. Smart Smear says it's a shame. Paramount would be morons to waste Michelle Yeoh with how popular she is right now, but a Section 31 show seems like a bad idea. A real catch-22. Sean, are winter tires mandated by law over there? Is there a date you have to change over it? No, they're not mandated. And I've never once in my fucking however many years of driving I've been doing, 22, 23 years of driving, I've never once put snow tires on a vehicle. So no. Not a band account. Is it true Uhura will be Section 31 in Strange New World? Better fucking not be true. Fleet Paw. Nope. Thankfully, never hit a deer when we lived in Michigan, but hit a rabbit and a skunk once. The skunk was horrid. Yes, hitting skunks is awful. Grant McGregor, driving, listening to UCAP. Well, I think some of the Klingon jokes were just in jest. If I were a suicidal Klingon, I'd separate my ship just to kick you in the face twice. Yeah, you could use that boom as a weapon as well. Last-ditch weapon. How does the coronation of King Charles III affect your subjects of Canada? Doesn't at all. Roddenberry wanted everyone on Star Trek to sing Kumbaya all the time. Mr. Worf, do you remember how to fire phasers? No, sir, I'm a pacifist. Sean O'Sullivan, in Germany, there's a date on the calendar, and when it gets below a certain temperature, you have to change within a few days, and the same on the way back to save the roads. Yeah, none of that shit here. Grant McGregor, I can debate the reason for a ship separation on a Klingon ship, but it would be a rather long article or a 30-minute YouTube video about Klingon politics in the movies versus TNG and DS9. Exactly. Yes, it was originally envisioned that I believe that the D7 could do it, but that was the TOS Klingons. They weren't really like the Viking Klingons that's honor. They were different. They were structured differently in TOS. Yeah, that warrants a whole discussion at some point. Hezraz, he is now Canada's head of state. I believe they are changing the face to his on the coins. Yeah, in a couple years when they get around to minting new coins. It's not going to be like, oh, tomorrow there's fucking money with his face on it. It's just going to be whenever they do the new minting. It's fine. Good things grow, in Ontario. Yes, that's an old commercial. Damn. Ontario, yours to discover. It's on all our license plates. The Darth Eddie, were you aware TOS movie Enterprise, or TOS movie Ericani is on a poster behind Picard's head in a bar or restaurant in Season 3 trailer? Was not aware of that. We'll have to check that out. Don't know if I could live in a place that snows 5 months of the year. couldn't either. Honestly, we sometimes don't get snow till December, and then January, February, and then March it starts to stop snowing. So we get like 3 or 4 months at the most. Every now and then, like when I was younger, maybe in October you might get some, but and it might hold on till like April or May, but really it's got quite short. It's still cold and shitty, but snow, not really so much. Turd says the population of Sparta consisted of 3 main groups: the Spartans, who were full citizens, the Helots, the serfs or slaves, and the Posse, who were neither slaves nor citizens. By snow tires, I mean the ones with metal studs in them, not the chains or any of that stuff. You got fucking metal studs in your tires? No, those are fucking illegal here. You can't have chains on your tires, and you can't have studs in your tires. All a winter tire is, we got 3 tires. We got summer tires, regular tires, all season tires, and winter tires. Winter tires are just different kind of rubber that reacts better to cold conditions. It doesn't get as hard, and it's more flexible. It manages the snow and really cold temperatures a lot better. All seasons are kind of good to a certain temperature, either way, like both ways. I always have all seasons on my car, it just makes sense. And then just regular tires are really not good in cold conditions because the rubber gets very rigid and solid when it gets cold, and it's not easy to stop. So, but no, it's absolutely illegal to have anything metal or spiky on your tires here, because that really fucking destroys your roads. I know in like British Columbia, in the Rocky Mountains and stuff like that, you can put chains on your tires, but I'm like, that's the other side of the country, and no, that's illegal here. Doc McGillicuddy, yeah, I saw the original Connie in season 3 trailer. Something is off. I didn't see that. I'm gonna have to take a look. Samuel, if you're still here, we gotta find it. Terrence Childs, Brock Lesnar is on Monday Night Raw. Turn it on right now. I absolutely fucking despise Brock Lesnar. I hope he takes a fucking something to the head and dies. I can't stand that guy. Fleet Paw, how do you get away without putting snow tires on the cars? Or does London just take really good care of its roads? Lots and lots of salting and scraping. Hello. I get away with it by not driving like a total dumbass. I've never had a problem. So, yes, they do salt the roads and they do, plow the roads, but it's not just London. Everywhere around here is like that. Hezraz. Then the Queen to our outposts in Iraq because they were mortared 3 weeks before his arrival. For what? Then the Queen Court becomes the King's, like law courts. Oh my God. Doc McGillicuddy, Brock Lesnar refused to travel to our outpost in Iraq because we were mortared 3 weeks before his arrival. Yeah, he's a bit of a... I got real problems with that guy. He's just a fucking asshole. Terrence says you need to wear a Section 31 badge on your shirt. You look really good in it. Thank you. I do have like Section 31 badges downstairs too. Oh Lord, Charles on our currency, but yeah, it'll happen eventually. Eventually. Doc McGillicuddy, the new pound will be a useful listening device with the ears on it. Ah ha 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 ha. Funny. Not a banned account, so the king can't make laws or proclamations that Canada must obey. I don't fucking know, for one, because I don't give a shit about politics. And no. Hezraz, I know. My sister is a teacher, and she was teaching social the other day, and the kids were like, we have the king, not a queen. But she was like, well, children, we haven't reprinted the books. Sean says, it's early snows here at all. It's great 5 days. It's great 5 days in a bad year. Doc says, we can't We can have studs on our... oh my god, where did that go? Wow, the chat just jumped. Hold on. I haven't had snow in my backyard for 6 years. We can still have studs on our tires in New Brunswick. Like metal studs? Okay. The king can't make laws in the UK either. Well, that's true too. Yeah, I mean, each province is different, by the way, for these laws, just so you know. Like I said, British Columbia, you can have snow chains on your tires because kind of neat out over there. Here, they're not. And you said, yes, metal studs. That's fucking insane to me. That would fucking totally annihilate your roads. That's just stupid. Unless it's like a gravel road or something. But anyway, you do you, man. It just seems dangerous to me. Tearing up chunks of asphalt, fucking throwing them on the car behind you. Oh, one of the studs breaks off and goes through someone's window. That sounds like a great time. Okay, so yeah, each province is different. You know, just take it for what it is. I'm just telling you what it is around here. So. Any chance Data gets Laura's android body in season 3? Probably a good chance, yeah. It would kind of negate his death scene in season 1. It would, absolutely, yeah. That's the problem. The OG Connie is in the restaurant scene behind Picard. Get to work, Sam. Sean says, we don't know what's lore. Jordy said lore could be B4, could be AI, could be one of the other two. That is true, actually. I met Daniel Davis at Star Trek convention in 2017. I asked him if he ever got out of the portable holodeck, and he replied, no, but when I do, Picard will wish the Borg were still around. Trek idea. Janeway takes command of DS9. Cisco comes back from the wormhole to warn them about the Dominion. I have Section 31 badge on my Speedos. You're welcome. But does it look like you're smuggling grapes? Fleet Paw. Oh, I know Hez. I'm in New York, so deal with it every damn year. So maybe Daniel Davis in 2017 was predicting Moriarty's return in Picard. Sean O'Sullivan called me Stu, which is an executable offense. You will die. Do not call me Stu, ever. It's only like 4 people that can get away with calling me Stu. Anyone else, you call me Stuart or Captain. But never shorten my name to Stu. That just irritates the shit out of me. Stuart can't have studs on his tires. He is already studly enough. This is true. Daniel's Hot Topics. Do you like the TNG episode of Season 1, The Big Goodbye? It was a good episode. It was a good story. The time period is awesome. 1940s. It was a detective story, which I like, but the end was sad. Big Goodbye was all right, yeah. It's one of the more enjoyable ones from Season 1. Matt hasn't had to shovel snow in almost 12 years. That's great, Matt. I'm so happy for you. Not a bad account. Maybe Chekhov was Section 31. No way a military man in the future is really that innocent. Shannon Sullivan, no, I don't want no studs. A stud is just a man. When I'm gonna holler at me. My God. Alabama here. I don't know what snow exactly. Yeah, fuck you guys. Aaron Harvey. The poster in 10 Forward says Frontier Day and features Akani, Galaxy Class, and Intrepid. That is cool. Hezraz, in Alberta, if you haven't been approved for metal studs and or chains for tires, you can get in huge shite. Daniel's Hot Topics. Although I don't get why Cyrus Redblock, the big boss, and his goons saw the arch. Holodeck characters are not supposed to see the arch, like, ever. You got to remember, in season 1 of TNG, the holodeck was new technology. They were excited about using the holodeck. It was, and it gets upgraded. It gets upgraded, I think. Is it season 1? Is it that episode where it gets upgraded and they're excited to use the upgrades? So they've had holodeck technology. It's not that the holodeck is new, but this form of holodeck is newer, more realistic, whatever. It could have been a glitch in the system. Who knows? There's explanations for these things. Crazy Snarfy. We have such a small population in New Brunswick. Apparently they feel the road damage is negligible. Sean O'Sullivan. There could be more organic Soons out there. One of his ancestors made 2 clones who split the branch. And yeah, Crazy Snarfy, that could be the case. Ontario, unfortunately, is like, there's a lot of people here. So a lot of traffic and stuff, so. Daniel's Hot Topics. What about Stewie? You will, not only will you die, but you'll die with your own dick in your mouth because I'll rip it off and shove it down your throat. So does that answer your question? No stew and no Stewie. Grant McGregor, isn't monoculture with Klingons operas? Type and tone all over the place. I'd love to make a Klingon opera in the style of a Japanese opera, but I couldn't live up to the challenge. Ozzy says, I call you my lord. That is also acceptable. Doc says, Stuart simply points at his tires and says, make it snow, and they convert to winter rubber. Sean says, sorry for messing up your name. Let me treat you to a bowl of Irish Stuart to make up for it. Technically, Alexander dies in the past, and Worf declaring he is a pacifist is fulfilling that prophecy. Fleetpaw, that is a toss out of the airlock fence. Daniel's Hot Topics. I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah, my moderators know what's up. They're good. They're good peeps. Hezraz, it isn't the snow that gets you; it's the ice, especially black ice. Yes, that's true. Stuart doesn't use tires. He's not a fan of using rubber. That's true. I don't use a rubber, and we don't spell tires like that. Doc McGillicuddy says, bird on the screen. You saw that, did you? Not a band account. Captain Foley, when will you be promoted into the Admiralty? Never, because I don't want to be. Hezraz, many things are allowed in this chat, but there are a number of offenses that are not. That is one. Sean O'Sullivan, if the holodeck was real tech, it would be banned. The amount of times it malfunctions is unreal. Terrence Childs, smarten up. Fast man, join section 31 before they help you come to the decision that you need to make before. What? Hezraz, yeah, Ontario has like 11 million or something. Yeah. It's all like southwestern Ontario. It's like right down at the little, by the Great Lakes. That's all us. Ontario's fucking huge. It's bigger than the whole Isle of Britain. Ireland, Scotland, England. It's bigger than all of that. And yeah, like 90 some odd percent of the population is squished down into southwestern Ontario by the American border. Doc McGillicuddy throws in $5. I don't see any super chats, ladies. I know, I've been very super chat light, but I haven't really been asking. But I don't like to ask. But if you're able to help out with some super chats, I would really appreciate that. So thank you very much, Doc. Samuel says, so who's excited for the next Trek Shorts Indiegogo launching in just over a week? I guess everybody here. You better check it out. Grant McGregor, last thing about Klingons. A Worf comic is coming out, which is set between Voyager and Nemesis. Lore will be with Worf's crew, and usually the semi-canon material closest to upcoming stuff. Well, that sounds very depressing. Sean says tires equals the things on cars. Tires, the person gets tired. Well, that's, we're not going to get into that because that's wrong. So, the Darth Eddy, Ontario is bigger than any U.S. state in land area except for Alaska. Yes, there's that as well. Doc McGillicuddy, I'm having a few posters made of the Connie class parking only. All lesser ships will be vandalized. Thank you for sending me that, by the way. That was awesome. It is very cool. Yes, I would like a big version of that. Not a big version. I just want a metal sign version of it, like an actual, like, good-sized metal sign version. Well, the British could have sent people over who knew how to spell. That is on them. Turd Ferguson, so if a chick turns off the holodeck safeties, would she get pink eye from the money shot? Would they call it a money shot? That's hilarious. Could she get pregnant is what you should be asking. That'd be weird. Computer just randomizes DNA, put it in his semen. Ugh. There's still money among the Ferengi. There's money among anything outside the Federation, yeah. Yeah, just Earth doesn't have money. Earth doesn't have currency, doesn't need it. But most other places have credits or some kind of currency. 100%, yes. My child is annoying me again. There's always money in the steamed banana stands. Arrested Development, man. Might be able to apply it to acrylic. That'd be cool. Transparent aluminum. Well, it's aluminum, but yes. Going for the British. Aluminum. I gotta admit, aluminum sounds great. Actually, one thing that was interesting. What is the TOS episode with the Organians? What the hell is that called? Forget the title. Anyway, the Klingon in that, I love how he says that effectively you will be a vegetable. He says every fucking letter in the word vegetable. A vegetable instead of a vegetable. It's not a vegetable, it's a vegetable. I thought that was funny. I was thinking about that earlier today for some random goddamn reason. Quiet in 3, 2, try not to do that. Fleet Paw said, who would have to purge the holodeck biofilters after that latinum shot? Don't get me started on biofilters and holodecks. It's not how that shit works. Even though Lower Decks came along and fucked that up. That's okay. Canada Dry is a really good soda over there, isn't it? It isn't even made in Canada. Yes, Canada Dry is great. And yes, it is made in Canada, so... don't know what to tell you. Doc McGillicuddy, pink eye from the holodeck. Again, Mr. Scott. Aye, she was a beauty, though. Errand of Mercy. Thank you. That's the episode, yeah. But I love how it's core or cloth. Oh, my brain is just not working today. Anyway, whichever Klingon it is, you would be a vegetable. So he says it is hilarious. I've heard Stuart say both Z and Z before, so I don't know what to believe. It depends on the context. Like a Z28, it's a Camaro. You don't say Z28. I mean, you can, just sounds stupid. Atlantis, Stargate Atlantis, it's a ZPM. It's not a ZPM. Fuck you, McKay. That's not how you say it. I don't care. It depends on the context. It's very, very interchangeable. Core, yes. We're talking Baltar in the TOS episode classic, yes. Sean says there's an Irish film that Cole Meany is in called The Snapper, and there's a famous line where the guy says, "Do you not see me over here by the vegetables?" It's very funny. Funny fact, Americans and the English say eczema the same. Canadians say it the right way, LOL. What the hell is eczema? It's just eczema. Anyway, Errand of Mercy was Core, the first Klingon, yes. The Darth Eddie, Core, the same Klingon house that Call is in Discovery Season 1. Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead. My favorite band is ZZ Top. Well, ZZ Top. Yeah, it sounds great. Yeah, I say both Z and Z. It depends on what you're talking about. American specific things. Never understood the Z and Z. The Z? Oh my god. The Z and Z thing. Yeah. As a Canadian, even I was annoyed when McKay said ZPM. Yeah, it's just stupid. It's like you're pushing home, you're driving home that one Canadian point, guys. Come on, that's just stupid. It's a ZPM. What is it with the Brits and pronouncing even pronouncing even names wrong? Watch the company Bolivia, Bolova, sorry, pronounced Bolova. Brits call it Bolova. The guy whose name is on it said it's What the fuck, Brits? Well, they have to pronounce every fucking like tomato. I don't know. It's just a different way of speaking. Aluminium. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into that. It's just. Are you a fan of the band ZZ Top? Yes. Was making fun of it. Where I live, we say eczema, not eczema. Well, it's eczema though. That's correct. Eczema. Sounds like there's a drink called Zima, and it's like eek. I'm not gonna drink that. I guess Ontario people say it the American way. Just kidding. I think it's context too. I could be wrong, but doesn't the Canadian military pronounce the rank of lieutenant, lieutenant, like the Brits, or is that something that no longer? I don't fucking know because I'm not in the military. I think lieutenant is fucking stupid as all fuck. Lieutenant, like, that's one Britishism I cannot even fathom. It's lieutenant. Whatever. Happy Thanksgiving, bud. Thank you very much, Kirk. Crazy Star says, and then they go the other way and pronounce Worcestershire. I can't even say Worcestershire sauce. Oh my god. Zima was horrible. Sure, it's not Zedma. Fleet Paw. Brits are they put the emphasis on the wrong syllable. SC Scout Guide. Do Canadians call it eggplant or aubergine like the Brits? We call it eggplant. Extraordinary or extraordinary? Depends. I mean, that's all. That depends. Usually it's just extraordinary. But if something was extraordinary and amazing, both is the answer. Yeah, my father is ex-Irish Army, and he would say lieutenant, and I have to correct myself from watching too much Star Trek. Am I spelling it wrong? LOL. So my point isn't coming across. The spelling I am using isn't what we hear in the real world. I don't know how to spell it phonetically. Worcestershire is pronounced Worcester. Okay. Holy shit. In the States, there are two ways to pronounce Missouri. Missouri, or Missouri. I would say Missouri. Being from the South, I frequently call it the latter. I served with Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry in the U.S. military, and they all said lieutenant the same way I did. Hezraz, look up the phonetic pronunciation, or pronouncing, as you say, of American versus Canadian, but what else? It is a joke gone wrong. I shall move on. But you can't say, this is the Canadian way to say it, this is the American way to say it, because a lot of times I'll say something very American because I watch a lot of American TV, grew up, we're like an hour from the fucking border. We're the same. There's just the odd little thing that's different, and it's a personal thing. Some people say something, it's just, you can't say, oh, this is the Canadian way to say it. If you don't fucking say it this way, you're not Canadian, or whatever. It's just... Anyway, Sean says, also Irish Army ranks are all different. Started the second lieutenant as an officer. My father was a company sergeant. I think you would call yourself a staff sergeant. Who remembers Zima? Nasty ass piss water. So in Massachusetts, they pronounce Worcestershire as Worcester. Worcester, Massachusetts. In Jersey, Gloucester is pronounced Gloucester. Canada and America are pretty much the same. It is sort of like going to your cousin's house. They do a few things a little differently, but overall, you are still family. Do you think Omni-Man can be Prince Vegeta? Is it Vegeta or Vegeta? Now you're just fucking me with my pronunciations, and I'm done. I'm going to call it there, guys. It's been just over an hour. This has been a fun live. I'm happy with the likes. Super chats were a little bit on the light side, but that's all right. I still had fun chatting with you guys, as always. So thank you so much for joining me on this Canadian Thanksgiving. Hopefully you guys have a good one next month when it's the American Thanksgiving. Yeah, and tune in tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm sure we're going to be doing it live, talking about the Prodigy stuff that was revealed at New York Comic Con. The little clip, mid-season clip, as well as Admiral Jellicoe. All this pronunciation has fucked me up. We'll be talking about that tomorrow, so tune in for that. And I guess I'll see you later. I might, based on the time, I might still go play some VR. I will stream that as well, if you guys are interested. Like I said, I'm streaming Moss Book 2. Fantastic VR game. So fun, so immersive, such great graphics. So if I do that and you see it pop up, if you want to join me, would really appreciate that. So anyway, hope you all have a fantastic night, and I'll catch you guys later. Till next time, I'm Captain Foley. Yeah, I know, I'm saying goodbye. I'll see you guys later. Bye, everybody. She's leaking.